Okay, so this is a very quick run through of what's happening with my sleep situation. On the 2nd of May, I made a video explaining that I felt that Prince, the artist, was part of an Illuminati cult, and that was the reason, basically suggesting that rather than it being an assassination, it was some kind of ritualistic activity by one of these secret societies. The day I posted that video, I began waking up suddenly every couple of hours. It began of every single day. I was so concerned that I emailed my family on the 3rd of May. I'm saying that basically I might be bedridden because I felt that I might be. I felt that I just would never be able to sleep again. I also had to write to the UK authorities, which I did on the 5th of May, which is all my emails here. I've written to everybody, so I can get it in focus. But I wrote to my MP, but I also wrote to many other MPs as well, and I also wrote to a number of other UK national authorities for crime victims. That information about what the letter that I wrote is on my website, and the people that I've written to is also on my website, but unfortunately I haven't actually updated the full website, so it's not exactly saying everything that's up to date, but there were some responses. I felt it was so serious that I had to get a video camera. I got that on the 14th of May. It started functioning. I also got a polysonograph report. They said that it was sleep apnea, which is when you have problems breathing at night. Now that just doesn't make sense because I've never had a problem sleeping at night. Nothing's ever changed. Like I don't have any difference with my breathing or anything. So so I was waking up every 2 hours. I was also waking up feeling refreshed rather than tired, which is what happens when I'm at home because my brain waves are being actively monitored at the time. Anyway, so it seemed as though I had this strange breathing condition, and that's what they said, and they advised me to come in for more tests about the breathing. So basically I was waking up every single day, every couple of hours. However, by the there was an incident on the 11th of June. Now, this basically what happened is my sleep had been slowly returning to normal. So, for example, if I can just show you an example from the 5th of June or so, what was happening with my sleep. I've got all the videos here. I'll try to be as quick as possible, but for example, okay, I'm asleep there, please excuse me, but I mean, I'm not waking up throughout the whole, I'm not waking up, yeah, that's me. I'm not waking up. Oh, have I woken up there? Or have I just turned over? And I think I just turned over. Yeah, I've just turned over. That's a bit weird. Yeah, I've just turned over. And then, so I didn't wake up then. Okay, so that was 12 o'clock. That was 1 o'clock. I sometimes stick my leg up in the air. That's not being awake though. I didn't realise that actually, but I do. Okay, so I've clearly got 2 hours of undisturbed sleep there. Okay, this is going to be the third hour. So it looks like I'm having a pretty undisturbed night's sleep. So I've got 3 hours in there. Just snoring away, obviously. That's just me. Okay, so for example, okay, and then okay, so this is my 4th hour then of undisturbed sleep. Obviously, all this information is, you know, but it's quite clear to see that I'm having, you know, and then, okay, so let me just try the 4th one. Okay, so that kind of indicates I'm having about 5 hours sleep at least without waking up. Okay, so now I've woken up basically at 4 in the morning. Okay, so, but you can see I've got about 4 hours sleep in there. Okay, so that's basically what was happening on the 5th or so. However, and I can only show you also what's happening on the 4th, because I haven't, or do I have? Okay, actually I might have the 9th as well. Show what happens on the 9th as well then. Okay, or should I say I think I went to bed, I don't know, or should I say yeah, I don't have the recordings from the 9th, but okay, so I'll just go look at the 10th then. Okay, so this is the night of the 10th, so the night of the 9th, morning of the 10th. Okay, and I'm obviously conked away there. Okay, so there we are. Okay, so this is obviously 1 hour. So I'm trying to look at the screen and do this video at the same time. Okay, so that's 1 hour disturbed sleep, undisturbed sleep. This is in 2 hours. Okay. Okay, I've gone onto the wall then. But you can I'm basically... Okay, so this is supposed to be my 3rd hour of undisturbed sleep. I think it is either my 3rd or, yeah, I think it's my 3rd. And then, okay, but you can see basically that this looks like I haven't really moved very much. I've stayed in the same position. So I'm not looking at every single, but okay, so I've had 4 hours of undisturbed sleep here. You know, I'm just in the same position basically. Yeah, I'm just lying in bed. Okay, so you can see basically around that time. I mean, I've got all the videos, but it's just that I'm doing a quick run through. But I was having at least 5 hours sleep, if not more, by that time. However, on the 11th, or actually on this night, the night of the 10th, I felt a stinging in the back of my head for the first time, and I've got that recorded on camera because I actually said it in an email to somebody, which I'll show you. I said basically as I said on this day, my sleep had returned to normal, but and I'd proven up the CCTV camera. I also slept about 10 hours or so the previous days, and I was starting to feel something sting in the back of my head, and that was on the CT as well. And then basically I felt the sting in the back of my head, which is on the camera. It's quite difficult to find, but it's definitely there because I wrote that email. And I wrote the email not to somebody who is in cahoots with me. It's actually somebody who doesn't actually, you know, who's been saying, you know, oh, you know, you've got to make sure that you've got all the evidence and stuff. So this person is not in cahoots with me, trying to agree with me or anything like that. Yeah, so I basically said to them, no, that's what's happening. And then basically on the day before, an email was sent round suggesting that people who allege this crime are delusional. I actually felt a stinging on the back of my head the night before. So, sorry, I'm just closing this Reddit. That is on... If I'm going to try and find it quickly. Okay, so the thing is, I went to bed that night on because that was a Friday night, so I went to bed obviously early, have fun. But I went to bed a couple of times, so actually I don't remember exactly where that bit is. Okay, right, that's not right. Okay, please, this is just literally my okay, but that is on the CCTV evidence that I felt the stinging on the back of my head. And then this email was sent round, basically to suggest that, you know, basically, and obviously it's very clear now that, after having the shock of being that kind of suggestion, I realised that actually this technology is the basis of neuroscience, and MK Ultra, which has already been proven in the public domain, was actually a psychology experiment. So every psychologist should actually be aware of that if they're competent. So and one other thing I'll just say is that obviously being delusional is where there is no basis in reality, or somebody is not able to look at new or different real information and register that their previous beliefs were actually wrong. This is actually the opposite. I'm presenting new information to people. So if you can't look at, so not looking at the facts is actually delusional, rather than somebody saying it being delusional. Okay, so anyway, so after this, this episode, they basically started waking me up every couple of hours again. And I'm just thinking, is this going to be on this one? It's going to be it's going to be this night. Okay, and what they did basically is they woke me up. The reason I guess they wanted to keep on waking me up then. Okay, so I'd woken up just at that point. That's just me. Okay, so that's me off to sleep. Okay, so that's about half an hour or so, but I'm still a bit of sort of awake. Okay, so let's see. So I look like I'm sleeping in this one. So that's one. So basically, what happened is though, I've woken up after only 1 hour. Now, okay, so I've woken up after 1 hour, okay, which, you can, that's ridiculous. So I'd gone from basically sleeping, okay, so that was 1 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock. Okay, so I must have gone back to sleep, moving about a bit. Okay, so it looks like I've kind of got a 1 hour in there, but then let's see this one. Okay, just to make sure that, okay, so what's happened here? I just want to just check if this is basically because I woke up naturally or because I was waking up. I seem to have moved. Okay, it looks like I'm still, it looks a bit natural. Okay. Okay, so it seems like I've had like 2 hours there, but okay, but they're woken me up again. Okay, so I've had about 2.5 hours basically again, yeah? So basically what happened is, so the only natural reason would have been is that email had made me so anxious, so depressed, so manic, so insane that I thought waking up again. That's just not the case, because I actually wrote an email back to people saying, explaining that MK Ultra was a famous psychology experiment, and that it's important to be aware of the facts rather than making up assumptions without knowing anything, because that actually is the solution. So I was no concern about that whatsoever, and I can show the email. I didn't get that ready to show, but anyway, so they kind of used that as a reason to wake me up more, because they could, you know, they could kind of get away with saying, oh well, she must be so distraught by this email. It was just a stupid article in the New York Times that somebody had sent. That was it. But it certainly wouldn't make me not be able to sleep, because I mean, let's just look at what was going on during that day. I mean, so let's look at the 11th. What kind of person was I? I mean, look, this is me just at the computer. Oh God, excuse me. You know, do I look manic? Do I look depressed? Do I look absolutely outraged, anxious, deluded, bonkers, to the point, like, you know, just basically just shivering, quivering to the point where I'm not able to sleep anymore? It's just not the case. It's just a very, you know, I'm just very calm, you know, just chilling, you know, very, very calm. Excuse me, it's my leg doing it. Which has my 90. You know, okay. This is during the day. So okay, this is the evening. Let's see if I can see, you know, see whether something's in the way. Okay, but there's me again, just being a calm person. So there's just, it doesn't, you know. So I'm just being a sort of, obviously I'm out of the room at that point. Okay, but then when I'm back again, that was 9:30 or so at night on the, well, but it says 9:09 here. That's why, because this is a different time. Okay, well, anyway, so well, it's about 9:30. I look awful. So it's about, it's you know, the evening sun, but you can clearly see that I'm just on the internet, being calm. You know, there's just not the need for me waking up like that in just such a strange way. Okay, so and anyway, don't forget, if it was sleep apnea, which the polysomnograph said, why would that be a difference if I got that, you know, this strange email, this strange stinging in the back of my head and a strange email from somebody? You know, it can't be sleep apnea by the polysomnograph report, but actually due to my, you know, terrible feelings about someone sending an email. It's, you know, so, you know, what they obviously were trying to do is trying to say, well, it's, you know, it must be some kind of mental illness thing, but, you know, clever, but sadly it doesn't work. Okay, so anyway, so right, because this whole thing happened again. Okay, I'm going to quickly just stop this video so that I don't have very high GB.